Bear, and I'll be calling some X's and O's with.
Shifty Hips, that's me.
All right, we're going to introduce the two teams tonight that are playing, and these are frenemies, actually. There are only 45 miles that separate these two teams, so we'll see how this goes. First off, we have the Beehive Skate Revolution B team. They're being coached tonight by Reverend Paynard and F. Danger. We have Turbo number 0424, Molly Mormon number 1001, Jekyll and Hyde 102, Jamie Dodger number 11, Kimikaze 116, Misdemeanor number 14, Can't Stop This number 17, Moose number 303, Catastrophe that we'll call Trophy for the rest of the evening number 35, Bug 56, Brusenberg number 63, Barracuda number 76, Bubonic Plague 907, Jeannie Weasley number 934, and rounding out the pack is going to be Sacagawea number 977.
And wearing the white jerseys, we have the Happy Valley Roller Derby Grief Society. We've got number 17, Scardonics, number 19, Tootsie, number 99, Disco, 217, Jacqueline Hyde, 252, Bam Bam, 261, Judo Gnome, or is that Judo Know Me? Yeah, Judo Know Me. 275, Cersei Slamister, 360, Sparklin, 717, Aerial Assault, 789, Hammerhead, 807, Hell's Bell, and 818, Harmony. We're just a few minutes away from Derby time, folks. This will be game number 4 of the tournament. Game number 4 on day 1 of the May Meltdown.
Now, folks, we have a whole bunch of referees for the night. We did not get a breakout who's refereeing which game, so we're just going to introduce all of them to you. The head referee tonight on skates is, of course, our Sushi, followed up by our head NSO is Bionic Envy, GTO, Mandy Mayhem. Your skating referees are Flyboy, Van Rollon, Vani, You Know Me, Nitro G, Princess Albert, Infinite Loop, Gypsy Wiper Out. Your NSOs are Cold Gin, Joysticks, Eris, Mr. Nitro, Moof, Nitro G, Dr. Crush Her, Dino, Infinite Loop, Chapel Roland, Roller Ray, Dee Dee McGee, Carl, man, oh boy, I should have worked on that last name. I'm sorry. Carl, I didn't mean that. I'm going to call him, we'll go to Opie, Hellfire, Parks and Rec, Hyperlinks, Megabeth, and D-Rex. And Carl, we're just going to call you Merciful Skate for the rest of the evening.
Yep, I think that works.
Well, I'm sure the last name's easier to say the more you say it, and I'm sure if you know how to say it right, it is easy, and I'm trying to overcomplicate it, but I don't want to mess it up too bad. So these two teams have faced off many times in the past. There's many different versions of the Grief Society. The Bees have been here for quite a long time. Located right down south to us in Happy Valley are Happy Valley Derby Darlings. I'm sorry, they might have changed it to Happy Valley Roller Derby. I think they dropped the Derby Darlings. So while you're sitting here, folks, make sure you make yourself available to the vendors. The nice thing about these vendors, it's all locally grown. You can't get the same thing anywhere else but from these people. I personally have had the caramel apple and the empanada that was here. If you didn't get either one of those, you missed out because they were both fantastic. I see all the craftware. Again, the craftware is neat because that's something that nobody else makes but them. So make sure you get yourself over there, get yourself an apple, get yourself some clay creations and different things, and we'll go over the different vendors as we see them. I see our zebras are skating out right now. Normally I would play the Darth Vader theme song, but this is tournament, so we don't do that. But just in your head, think evil intent. Looks like we're going to pick up right where we left off. Beehive Skate Revolution in red sends out Turbo 0424 on the inside, trying to make friends with the Grief Society wall. Scardonics, number 17. Now, my daughter's been skating against Scardonics for years, so I've said that name many, many times, and don't trip up on it anymore. But number 17 in white is Scardonics, and here we go. That calls us to action. Beehive is backed up in their secondary position as they like to be. Whistle blows and they go. Turbo right into the middle, but runs right into a brick wall. Judo Nomi making sure they don't go too far, as well as Cersei Slamister. Wheeler back there providing some offense, trying to pop Turbo free. It looks like Bam Bam's up there trying to help Scardonics. Scardonics has run into Berg, Kimikaze, and Barracuda. That's not an easy wall to break down, but Scardonics knows what they're doing. Skating forward. No, we're spreading out. We're not skating forward. Grief Society making sure the Turbo doesn't make it past. Now, Wheeler in there trying to cause some mayhem. They get pushed out by Judo Nomi. Oh, it looks like Barracuda cycles back. No, it's the Turbo going to the sin bin for 30 seconds of silent reflection there. Now they can offer some offensive help, and a Judo Nomi drops right in there, moves Berg off of Scardonics, but Kimikaze's there. Kimikaze now gets help from Berg as Berg and Kimikaze team up to slow down Scardonics. And I don't think we've established lead jammer yet.
We have not. Just
barely. And
barely.
as I say it, here we go. Scardonics is out. But that's a minute and a half to establish lead jammer. These teams are matched perfectly. Turbo sat in the sin bin, was shot out right away. Scardonics takes a big hit from Kimikaze. Says, yeah, that's good enough. Gets only 1 point on that one. That was a lot of work for 1 point.
A lot of work. I think that means we're going to have a good game to watch. Pretty evenly matched teams here. So, up for Jam 2, Jekyll Hyde will be wearing the star for Beehive. And Hammerhead up there for Happy Valley. That's the whistle. Jekyll Hyde sweeps to the outside, steps out of bounds, comes right on back in. Hammerhead trying to dance to the inside, blocked by Bubonic Plague. And Hammerhead does take it to the outside lane, though, makes it through. Hammerhead with the lead jammer status. Look out, here comes Jekyll Hyde as well. About half a track behind, though. Hammerhead gets in there, swings to the outside lane, skates out of bounds, and calls off the jam.
So yes, there is a Jekyll Hyde and a Jacqueline Hyde. We will do our best to clarify.
That is going to be tough.
And so we're just going to have to maybe call one Jackie H or Jackie Hyde.
Jacqueline
and Jacqueline. That's going
Jacqueline.
to take some pronunciation on our part.
It will. It'll
But
be
all
a
right.
little bit easier if Jacqueline isn't a jammer, but you
I
never
think
know.
They're both jammers, it looks like. I'm
Oh,
afraid.
boy. All right.
So here we go. So as we're up here yammering to ourselves and entertaining ourselves, it looks like Disco coming out, number 99 for white. That's a Grief Society. Going up against Can't Stop This, number 17, in red for Beehive Skate Revolution. Now they're exchanging pleasantries, which is nice to see, and that's the nice thing about Derby, is before the whistle, we can be friends. Once that whistle blows, they will try to gouge each other's ears out.
Right to business. Yep.
Right to business.
That is one of my favorite things about watching roller derby is you can be friends before and after the whistle, but not during the play.
All right, they crouch down. Disco on the inside. Stap on the out, right in the middle. Stap goes to the middle, runs right into Judo Nomi and Bam Bam. Can't go further, trying to get around Cersei Slamister and Bam Bam. Excuse me, that's Judo Nomi. Meanwhile, Disco is out first. Disco coming back around. They say Disco will come back around over and over again, but I really hope not. But in Derby, Disco plays pretty well. Oh, Disco takes a big hit and it hits the ground, pops right back up. No harm, no foul. Keep moving now. Can't stop this. Breaks loose. Infinite loop giving the armies, the flaying arms. It says you're in second place. Disco can see exactly where Stapp is at and calls it off before Stapp can get back around.
That was some impressive one-legged backward skating there from Disco. At the jam line, we have Turbo for BSR and Hell's Bell for Happy Valley. Both jammers pretty close to each other. Wilson blows, they go separate ways. Hell's Bell up ahead, but has to get past the wall of Beehive. Turbo swings to the outside, checked, coming back in bounds. Hell's Bell is trying to push the whole tripod through, and they are making it tough. But looks like Hell's Bell got to the inside, makes it through. Hell's Bell will be the lead jammer. And quickly back to the pack. We got a star pass, though, folks. Sacagawea picks up the star, and Wheela's coming around on a scoring pass. Not for long. Hell's Bell calls off the jam. And we're looking at 0 points for both teams in that jam. Oh, I'm sorry. 4 points did go to Happy Valley. 0 for Beehive.
All right, lining up for BSR is Jekyll and Hyde, number 102 Red, going up against number 17, Skardonyx for White. Skardonyx going to the outside. Jekyll and Hyde trying to follow it. And Jekyll and Hyde gets around. Jekyll and Hyde slipping around Bam Bam there. They had an opportunity. They took it. Skardonyx still stuck in there. Oh, set flying by Ubarakuda. You don't want that one taking into the deep end. Jekyll and Hyde is back around but sent out. Comes back in there. Runs into a tripod. Skardonyx is loose. Jekyll and Hyde's team bounces back to try to spring him, saying call it off before Skardonyx gets close. And that's exactly what they do, but Skardonyx was able to clear the penalty box. So that penalty box will be empty start of next half, or next jam. Get a little ahead of myself.
So BSR on the scoreboard now with 4 points. Can't stop this. Is jamming for the Beehive. Hammerhead up there for Happy Valley. Off they go. Can't stop this. Finds an opening in the outside. Takes it. Lead jammer goes to Can't Stop This. Hammerhead bouncing off of some defenders there. Having a tough time getting through. Can't Stop This has got to the back of the pack already and looking to score points. Trying to dance to the outside. Can't make it. Swings the inside. No opening there. Hammerhead, meanwhile, has made it through and is on a scoring pass. So, Stop This gets through, grabs those 4 points, and calls the jam off in the nick of time before Hammerhead reaches the pack.
All right, coming out, number 99 for White, Disco, going up against 0424 for Red, Turbo. Whistle blows, Disco is to the outside. Turbo's plowing straight up the middle. Neither wall's given any inches yet. Neither one is breaking down now. Disco finally comes back. Disco is walking tall and staying alive. Coming back around, looking for the angle of attack. Tries to go through there. 217 trying to open a hole for Disco to open up. Meanwhile, we have a star pass, and Sacagawea leading the way has gotten through there, but Disco knows exactly where Wheeler is. And we'll see how. They're going to give Wheeler 3 on that one. Meanwhile, Disco's only going to get 2. Looks like there might have been some box confusion. It looks like, Sarin Gas. Nope, never mind. They just straightened it out. Sarin Gas dropped the hammer, said, no, they are in the box. When Sarin says it like that, you give her back her cookie and you walk away. I've seen Sarin back down 6'5" men before just by saying no.
I believe it.
I have been afraid from 100 feet away when she says no.
Right, well, it looks like they're going to stick with the 2 Happy Valley in the box. So a little advantage here going to BSR at the start of this next jam. Jekyll and Hyde jamming for Beehive up against Hell's Bell for Happy Valley. Beehive defenders right at the line, and they cut off Hell's Bell. Jekyll and Hyde tries to go for the inside lane, misses it. Recycle the way back here to the beginning. Meanwhile, Hell's Bell with a hop, skip, and a jump grabs the lead jam position. So off they go. Jekyll and Hyde made it through. Both jammers on a scoring pass now. Hell's Bells crashes into Beehive defenders and quickly calls off the jam before Jekyll can get there. So we're looking at 2 points earned for Happy Valley, none for the Beehive Skate Revolution.
Yeah, that was a real advantage having 2 in the box, and Jekyll couldn't make advantage of it. But that's Derby for you. Sometimes one person can block 4. You never know what's going to happen.
Yep.
So here we go. Can't stop this. Number 17 against Scardonics, number 17. Red versus black, red versus white on this one. And Can't Stop This goes to the outside and takes a hit outside by Judo Nomi. Legal, and they go forward. Scardonics breaks wind and gets out of there. Scardonics is flying through there. They come up on the pack. The pack sees them coming. Bug, Kimikaze, and Berg got them lined up, got them caught right into the pocket. Looks like Berg's dropping back a little bit to make sure. Also, Moose is out there to make sure Scardonics doesn't get through easily. Still fighting through there is. Do we have a standoff to Kimikaze? We do. We have a handoff to Kimikaze. Kimikaze pulls up wheels and says, I'm coming in hard and fast. Get ready. And they call it off before Kimikaze even gets airborne.
So start of Jam 10, we've got 9 points for BSR, 28 for Happy Valley. Turbo jamming against Hammerhead. Whistle blows. Turbo looks to the inside lane. Hammerhead trying to shove through a tripod. Turbo knocked out, hard out of bounds on the outside lane. Recycled back. That gives Hammerhead enough time to snatch up lead jammer status. Turbo looking for an opening. Sees it on the inside. Dashes through. So Turbo on a scoring pass now. Hammerhead, short time to try to get those points before Turbo catches up. Hammerhead does get through finally, grabs those points, and calls off the jam. 4 quick points go to Happy Valley, and holding BSR at bay with none in that jam.
All right, Jekyll and Hyde, 102 coming out for red. Disco, number 99, coming out for white. Whistle blows and they go opposite directions. One in, one out. Jekyll and Hyde get stuck up behind the white wall, trying to push forward right in the center of the tripod. Disco goes around Trophy and gets out of there. Now Jekyll and Hyde is almost out of there and keeps everything in bounds, and now is out, but a half track behind. Disco's coming back around. Jeannie Weasley's released from the box. And Disco's in, Disco's out. There we go. That's how quickly Disco came and died. In, out, scoring points, though. Disco's back around. Jekyll and Hyde, they're giving him a chance to score, but Jekyll and Hyde's being held up by a stiff white wall there. That is Sparklin, Cersei Slamister, and Judo Nomi out there, making sure they slow down. And also, Bam Bam. Now it looks like Judo Nomi's going to the box, along with Trophy. So each team loses a blocker. Both jammers still out there. Both jammers still fighting. Both of them on scoring drives. Disco's already got 8 in the books, trying for more. Jekyll and Hyde is on their first 4. And now Bam Bam joins Judo in the box for some silent reflection and thought processing. Oh, there we go. There we go. Jekyll and Hyde. Nope, they couldn't turn around in time. They almost are out. Now they're out. So there we go. That's Jekyll and Hyde's first 4. Disco's got 12, looking for some more. Jekyll and Hyde sneaking up on him, but a couple laps behind. Right at the end there, Jekyll and Hyde takes a trip and a fall. Lands on those knee pads. That's what they're there for. Gets up, skates right off.
So 16 points go to Happy Valley in that last jam. 7 earned by Beehive. Turbo is at the jam line for Beehive. Up against Hell's Bell. Turbo dashes forward. Goes to the inside lane. Hell's Bell down on one knee at the inside lane. Back up. Turbo makes it, stays up. And upright and in. So Turbo's lead jammer. Hell's Bell zigzagging back and forth, trying to get past those blockers. Turbo makes it through on the outside lane, snatches 4 more points for BSR. And moving quickly now. Turbo back to the pack. Eyeing the inside, goes to the outside though, finds an opening there for 4 more points. Beehive's on the move. Turbo moving fast now. Up to the top of the horn. Ready for some points. Little stumble there. Turbo zigzags through the traffic. Grabs 4 more points and calls the jam off. Big jam there for Beehive Skate Revolution. 12 points. That takes us to halfway through the first half of play.
All right, battle of the 17s again is Scardonyx coming out against Stap. Stap is on the outside, Scardonyx on the outside also. They're both fighting. Pack separate a little bit. Scardonyx going up against Berg, Bug, and Kamikaze. Stap going up against Sparklin, Judo Nomi, and one other. I can't see the number. But here we go. We got bodies flying and getting hit. Oh, Kamikaze says, hey, how you doing, Scardonyx? Welcome to being recycled. Jacqueline Hyde is now back in there for white. And just as I say something, can't stop this, can't be stopped, and is flying around. Can't stop this is loose, Scardonyx. Oh, Scardonyx taking a big shoulder from Kamikaze. Let me tell you, when Kamikaze unloads, it's not pretty. Pushing forward. Can't stop this is on their scoring round. Scardonyx is still trapped in there. But now Scardonyx is loose. They're on their initial pass. Can't stop this is on their first pass. And calls it off before they can get back around. And they're going to get all 4 for that. That's the way BSR is going to have to stay in this and climb back in this. The hit it and quit it method. And making sure they keep an eye on the skate, other jammer, so they can't score.
All right, changing up the players on the track. Penalty box is empty, so full 5 against 5 here. Jekyll and Hyde jamming for BSR. Hammerhead for Happy Valley. Both crashed to the inside. Jekyll looking to the outside now. Trying to get through. Hammerhead zigzagging. Jekyll went for the inside but stepped out, so she's recycled way back there. Hammerhead shoving against that tripod. Or, sorry, a duo. Bubonic Plague and Trophy. That's a tough match to get past. Stretching that pack pretty thin, though. Looks like they got it. Hammerhead pushed them as far as they could go, and they had to let her go. So, now on a scoring run is Hammerhead. Makes it through for 4 points. Jekyll and Hyde makes it through now, is on a scoring pass as well. But Hammerhead is the lead jammer, so they control the clock. Little spin move, bounces off a trophy, goes to the ground, and wisely calls the jam from the floor. So 4 points scored for the Grief Society there, and holding BSR to 0 in that last jam.
All right, Disco, number 99. Oh, timeout, red. So, folks, this is a timeout. This is an excellent time to get up, visit the concession stand, go out, visit one of our vendors. As I've said before, I recommend all of them. These are things you will not get anywhere else but right here, and everything they make is something unique and different. You could go to Walmart and buy a carameled apple. That was mass-produced and yucky. Or you can get one from here. Same thing with a lot of the earrings and clay creations and things like that that are out there. So make sure you stop by one of our vendors and help them out.
And if you're needing a little caffeine boost, remember we've got our coffee truck outside. Witch's Brew. Excuse me, Witch's Brew Coffee. Sitting outside. It's wicked little clay company, Witch's Brew Coffee.
There's only one more game tonight, right? All right, whistle blows and they take off. Disco trying to get around. Jeannie Weasley and Sacagawea trying to do what they can to slow down Disco. Disco comes back, though. They got that needle down and they're going forward. Turbo trying to fight through the pack. It's all scattered in there. There looks like mayhem in there. Molly Mormon trying to get everybody organized into a sewing circle so they can slow down Disco, and that's exactly what they do when they get all formed up. Turbo takes off and gets through there. We'll see what Disco wants to do and how they want to play it. They're looking back. They see Turbo coming, and they call it off right as they see Turbo approaching the pack, making sure they blow off energy.
So Happy Valley slowly building a lead here, but by no means a comfortable lead. In the world of roller derby, that can be gone in space of 2 jams. Ellsbell jamming for Happy Valley. Jekyll and Hyde up for BSR. Whistle blows. Jekyll looks to the inside. Ellsbell up ahead a little bit. Jekyll finds an opening on the outside, though. Takes it and gets through the pack. Jekyll and Hyde is your lead jammer. Flying down the track. Hellsbell did make it through. So both jammers are on a scoring pass, but half a track separates them. Jekyll and Hyde trying to get through an opening made by Trophy and calls the jam off with 3 points to show for it. 3 points for BSR and called it in the nick of time. So no points go to Happy Valley.
All right, we've seen this battle before, the Battle of the 17s, as Cardonix comes out against Can't Stop This. Stap this on the outside. Skardonyx on the inside. Skardonyx trying to follow Bam Bam through. Gets swallowed up by Moose and Berg. Stap gets swallowed up by Sparklin and Bam Bam. Or Judo Nomi, excuse me. Along with Cersei Slamister. But now the pack spreads out a bit. They have to drop people back. Bug and Kimma back, drop back. Berg heads to the box. And Skardonyx is free. They climb over the top of turn 2. Stap is still stuck in there. Skardonyx with a little bit of a hop gets through there. Skardonyx has got, oh boy, now we got a power jam.
Power
Just can't
jam.
stap this. Is heading to the box to join another BSR player. Skardonyx coming through. Only 3 blockers out there. No jammer for BSR. BSR needs help. Moose, Bug, and Kimikaze form up. They're going to figure out what they're going to do with Skardonyx. Skardonyx comes in, blows the tripod apart, but it's Kimikaze over there. Kimikaze can handle her own. Moose comes across, catches Skardonyx. Skardonyx skates on. Berg has been released from the box. Berg is back. They got all their blockers back, but they're going to trap the jammer in the box on the bench. Smart move because that's a power start now for Happy Valley.
So Hammerhead starting off alone at the jam line, while Can't Stap This serves out the last of the penalty time. Defenders giving a little bit of space there for Hammerhead. And right into it, Hammerhead goes to the inside, up against the blockers. Now down to 1 blocker left, trying to get past. Can't quite get there. Now we've got 2 blockers to get past. Hammerhead pushing hard. 3rd blocker joins. But that's a drop back to keep the bridge alive. So Hammerhead does get through finally. Skaters can only be so far apart before they have to let the jammer go by, and that is what happened. So Hammerhead trying to spin through and grab points, goes out of bounds. Can't Stap This is back from penalty land. And Hammerhead slips past the last defender from BSR, grabbing 4 more points. Can't Stap This has passed the star cap off to Wheela. Wheela's still trying to fight through. Hammerhead hit a nice tripod there from BSR. That slows their momentum. Wheela does have the cap on now. And on the move. And the jam has ended. So it looks like 4 points will go to Happy Valley, making a total of 8 for that jam.
Looks like Reverend Paynard put up the O symbol, which is the official Razoo symbol. He's dragging Turbo onto the out to the middle, so that means they do have an official review they're calling. Sometimes they use it for a timeout, but there's something that Rev saw he feels pretty confident about. He's going to call over to the referees and say, no, I'm not sure I agree with what you called, or you didn't call something, or you did call something. He gets to explain his point, then the referees will get together. You know what you call it when you get a bunch of zebras together? It's called a dazzle. A dazzle of zebras.
What a great name.
That's perfect for Derby.
So perfect. Dazzle.
I know some referees don't like, or officials don't like to be called referees. Too bad.
Kind of potato.
Yep, pretty much. So Rev's explained his point. Backslash has heard it. Sushi has heard it. They're going to go together with all the other referees, and they're going to decide what they want to do. Okay. Rev's made his point, and they will go over there. They're going to huddle a little bit. This is the best time to get up, go get a candy bar, a soda, something like that. Visit one of the vendors. There's not cheap stuff over there. There's a bunch of good stuff over there. high quality, personally made, handcrafted items.
It's also a great time to put some reminders in your calendar for more Derby action coming up here in the Valley. Next Saturday, May 30th, there will be 3 Derby games at FitCon out at the Sandy Expo Center. Start times are scheduled for noon, 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. So, Derby action next weekend. June 20th, we will have another BSR bout. This will be BSR's last one here in the depot. We don't know the theme yet, but we do know it's going to be a heck of a game to watch, so make sure you come and catch the action. Also on June 20th, Wasatch Roller Derby has paired up with Anchor Tattoo for a fundraising event, so they're doing flash tattoos starting at 11 a.m. Walk-ins only. Get you some cool Pride-themed tattoos, June 20th.
All right, it looks like the referees have heard what Rev has to say. They've met as a group. Basically, Rev was asking for an addition of a penalty. The referees did not see that additional penalty, so they're not going to call it. And they're going to say you are going to lose your official review for the next 6 minutes, 26 seconds of this bout. But he will get it back at the end of or the beginning of the next half. So we skate on. Some of our vendors here tonight, we did mention Witch's Brew Coffee Company. There is also High Noon Glassworks, Krista Christina Wells is a ceramic artist. We got Zapples. I've tried them. They were excellent. Liz and Guts. I think that's it. Liz and Guts Craft, non-toxic hand port candles. So here we go. We're back to this next half, and we got Disco up against Jekyll and Hyde. The 2 packs separate, but both of them are pushing on everybody as both teams have one person in the box. Oh, Jekyll and Hyde. And just like that, a little bump says Bam Bam out of bounds, or Bam Bam says Jekyll and Hyde out of bounds. Out pops Disco. Disco's allowed to move forward. Disco's coming back around for the scoring drive. Goes up against Bubonic Blade. Barracuda and Jamie Dodger, with some help from her friends, gets through to the inside. Disco calling it off. And a little bit of arm waving or armpit drawing at the end there.
Can't stop this. Goes to the jam line for Beehive. Up next to Hell's Bell for Happy Valley. Defenders are close to the jam line, braced for impact. There goes the whistle. Hell's Bell trying to follow their pivot through. Cut off a little bit by the Beehive wall. And now they've got some people to get around. Can't stop this. Got traffic troubles of her own, though, trying to get through. Can't make it through yet. Hell's Bell made it through and grabs the lead jammer status. Can't stop this. Shoved out of bounds in the inside lane there. Has to be recycled back, but Hell's Bell swoops through for 4 points for Happy Valley. And we got a whistle on the track as a Beehive blocker goes to the penalty box. Can't stop this is on a scoring pass, and quickly Hell's Bell calls the jam off. Looks like 6 points came from that last jam for Happy Valley, and 0 for the home team, BSR.
All right, Scardonics coming out for Grief Society, going head-to-head with Turbo for the Beehive Skate Revolution. Both teams have one in the box. Happy Valley has one standing. And the whistle blows and they take off. Once again, the pack separate a little bit. Both skaters trying right up the middle of the pack, then they probe the sides. Happy Valley gets an additional blocker back. That's Harmony. Skardonics still trying to get loose, but Harmony jumps back into offense and immediately helps Skardonics get free. Turbo sees an opening, runs to the inside, and gets loose. Skardonics coming around. We'll see how they want to play this. They're coming in backwards, sideways. They see the Turbo is coming, and they call it off right as Turbo gets there. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in this half.
So 1 lonely point for the Happy Valley Grief Society. Up next, we've got a familiar pairing, Hammerhead against Jekyll and Hyde. There's the whistle. Jekyll and Hyde looks to the inside, out of bounds, comes back in. Hammerhead shoving up against 2 defenders left. Nope, now 3. They reformed. Get that tripod in place. Hammerhead shoved out of bounds on the outside ropes. Comes right back in. We've got a penalty on the track. Happy Valley blocker goes to the penalty box. Jekyll and Hyde recycled back, trying to get back in. Hammerhead makes it through somehow and will be the lead jammer. Jekyll and Hyde back in the action now. And approaching the back of the pack. Hammerhead looking to score some points here, but still stuck on that Beehive tripod. Meanwhile, Jekyll and Hyde sneaks through the inside lane and is on a scoring pass now. So, Hammerhead scrambles to their feet, back to the ground, sees Jekyll and Hyde is there and calls the jam off.
All right, probably the last minute of the last jam of this half. We'll see how it stacks up. But under a minute and a half less than the half. Once the jam clock takes over, it takes over as a priority. Can't Stap this up against Disco. Stap on the outside, Disco on the inside. Whistle blows. Stap goes straight up the middle. Disco takes a moment and then goes to the inside. Trying to pound their way through there. Runs into Moose and Kimikaze. They slow him down. Kimikaze gets Disco back. Not far enough back, though. Disco is immediately back in. Trying to fight through there. Meanwhile, Can't Stop This is proving their point, and you can't stop it. Coming back around, they're on a scoring drive. Runs right into the white wall. Disco is loose. Can't Stop This calling this off before Disco can get there. We do have time for another jam. We'll see how they stack up. Oh, Grief Society's out quick. They want to get another jam in.
But we do have the Beehive pivots starting off in the penalty box. So, slight advantage to Happy Valley. Hell's Bell against Turbo. That's the whistle. Hell's Bell takes to the outside lane, finds an opening and grabs it. Hell's Bell is the lead jammer. Turbo scrambling to catch up, bounces off of defenders, stopped in their tracks. Hell's Bell trying to hop over the apex and comes back recycled. And makes it through again now. 4 points go to Hell's Bell. Turbo shoved to the inside and down on her knees by 717. Tough defense to get past. Hell's Bell swings wide on the outside lane, snatching up 4 more points. Turbo looking for help, trying to get by, finds help in the star pass to Kimikaze. So Kimikaze going in. And Hell's Bell decides that's enough of that. That's the end of the first half, folks. Happy Valley, 107 points. Beehive, 38. We'll have 15 minutes of break time. Don't go too far, but you can go far enough to check out the vendors grab some cool stuff before the action begins again. Oh, just kidding. Like what I said about halftime, we're going to have to hear what happens with the official review. In the nick of time, I guess that was Happy Valley calling for the official review. So sit tight. We'll find out what's going on. We will be among the last to know, but once we know, we will let you know. The officials have heard the argument or challenge from the coaches and are going to their huddle, their dazzle, to discuss.
All right, looks like looks like Happy Valley was asking for an additional penalty to be added. The referee said no additional penalty needed to be added. We're at halftime, folks. Get up, move around, use the facilities. Remember, give it about 5 minutes. Let skaters and referees and announcers get to the booth so they can go potty first. But make sure to plop all your money down on some of the vendors, the concession stand, and if you happen to own a 20,000 square foot warehouse with no poles involved, we'd love to talk to you at halftime. Yeah. All right. Go potty. Do my thing. Ease to the bench. Bees, the queen bee is calling everybody to the bench. They lost their, I don't know if they're asking for that because they wanted another penalty or something. So I don't know. Yeah, you want to be the guy they stopped Derby for. Let me tell you, you don't live that down. They were made for the way. Usually the way you do that is by collecting the bathroom. All right, folks, we're just a few seconds away from the second half of Derby action. Now, be aware, we do have another game tonight after this one. The supposed start time is 5 o'clock. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Oh, wait. It might be a little different, but let me
I
see.
think 6 o'clock. I think 5
Yeah.
o'clock is some meeting.
Supposed to be a 6 o'clock start time, but I can almost guarantee you that's going to be pushed back. Probably at about 6:30 or so. We seem to be about 30 minutes behind all that. But we got all the zebras in place mostly. Of course, Princess Pink Drink is the last to arrive. That's the way he is. But of course, we'll wait on Sushi because, well, she's the head referee. So, you'll wait on her. All right, that whistle pulls us to attention. The next whistle will be the 5 seconds. Next one will be the start. Skardonyx up against Stapp. Stapp on the outside. Skardonyx on the inside. Skardonyx moves to the middle. Stapp moves to the outside. Now they switch back and forth. Stapp is still pushing on the outside, trying to get around Tootsie. Skardonyx has almost got one, just got one to beat. And Skardonyx able to stay in bounds, gets out of there. No! Gypsy throws up the dreaded X. That means cut track. That's going to the sin bin for 30 seconds of silent reflection. And that means Stapp has the opportunity to get lead jammer. And they do. They get out. Stapp is now lead jammer. Skardonyx in the box. This is a power jam now. With turbo release, they got all their blockers out there. Stapp comes in, skates back a couple. Oh, Bam Bam's engaged. No, Bam Bam's got to let him go. Stapp's got 4. Coming around Berg over there, providing some offense there on Harmony and Tootsie. Kimikaze going to seal off Harmony. Doesn't work, though. Stapp trips coming over the apex. Lands on the outside. I think we have look like a helmet malfunction there. Kimma says, shake it off and move forward, Stapp. I've not got time for this. Kimikaze's keeping an eye on the back. Cardonic's been released from the box, but they've got Turbo, Sacagawila, and Berg out there blocking. Jacqueline Hyde coming over to help out. Jacqueline Hyde's got to be careful. They're sitting on 5 penalties, only got 2 more, and they're out of the game for the night. Skardonix comes in and engages with Berg. Berg comes crumbling down. Turbo, last one to beat. Skardonix is loose. Skardonix is on their initial pass. Tap says, all right, enough. I've been pushing on this wall for about an hour and a half. I'm good. Princess gives them 3 points. And we go to the next one.
Hammerhead and Jekyll Hyde lining up at the jam line. The defenders are spaced a little ways back. Settling in. There's the whistle. Jekyll Hyde bouncing off of a couple defenders' shoulders. Hammerhead trying to get up past Trophy. Good luck with that. Trophy nudges Hammerhead out of bounds. Quickly back in. Jekyll shoving the whole tripod forward. Both jammers still stuck behind defenders, having a heck of a time getting through, which is a great indication of the defense that they are up against. Hammerhead managed to duck around the edge of the Beehive wall and takes the lead jammer status. But Jekyll Hyde's made it through as well. Both jammers in position to score points. Hammerhead goes to the inside lane, spins around backwards, gets past some people, hits the ground, calling the jam off from the floor. Let's see how many. 3 looks like points going to Happy Valley on that jam.
All right, first time tonight, Beehive Skate Revolution sending out 303. That is Moose to be a jammer. Going against the captain of the Grief Society, that's Disco, number 99. No, Disco jumps off because it's a power start. Oh, that was close, folks. I didn't even see that, but Disco was on there, and they got a jammer in the box as well as Cersei Slamister. So Cersei gets ready to join the pack. The Beehive cuts him off so that Moose only has 3 to deal with, not 4. Cersei gets around, but Kimma comes with it to try to help some Moose out. Stapp is out there also. Released from the box and engaged is Hammerhead. Hammerhead's rolled right into that red wall. Red wall slowing him down. Now, Moose is not established lead jammer yet. Oh, now Moose screwed through the bottom there, right underneath. That's a duck and cover move right there. Moose saw the opening, went right under their arms, said Red Rover, and Moose ducked under. Still stuck in there is Hammerhead. Providing some help, some offensive. It looks like Berg. Oh, and Moose gets a cut track. That means there is no lead jammer on this. Nobody can call it off. We're going to full jam. Hammerhead's out there battling with Berg. Berg picks up another penalty there. Getting orders from Rev to wall up. Here comes Hammerhead. Hammerhead skates through easily because the red team didn't get walled up in time. They got Stapp, Bug, and Kimikaze. Grief Society's at full speed. Bam Bam out there doing whatever they can to break up that red wall. Hammerhead comes around. Moose gets released from the box and engages in the white wall immediately. But, oh, it looks like Hammerhead's going to get 2 points. And Moose will get 0 for that. Moose never broke containment on that one.
And BSR starting 1 blocker down, but not for long. So Disco jamming for Happy Valley. Turbo up for BSR. Disco bobbing side to side, bouncing off defenders. Sidestep through the last defender. Disco takes the lead jammer status. Bird coming right out of the penalty box, helping out make it a hole for Turbo to get through. Turbo scrambles, tries to get past, still can't get through. But Disco found an opening past BSR and scores 4 points. Now we got a star pass. Sacagawea grabbing the star. Disco ducking low, grabbing 4 more points and calling off the jam. Eight big points there for the Grief Society.
All right, Hell's Bells coming out for the Grief Society, going up against Jekyll and Hyde. Jekyll and Hyde on the outside. Hell's Bells swings to the outside, tries to get around Barracuda. Barracuda set up. Bubonic Plague left to beat. And Hell's Bells gets around Bubonic. Hell's Bells is loose. Jekyll and Hyde still stuck in the wash. Oh, and Boo Barracuda throws Bubonic into Hell's Bells. Hell's Bells saw it coming, slips right around. Hell's Bells coming around, got their first 4, wants more. BSR is held up, their wall is set up, and Hell's Bells slides through there. Still stuck in there is Jekyll and Hyde. Trophy over there trying to help Jekyll and Hyde. Oh, and accidentally pushes Jekyll and Hyde, just nudges them out of bounds. Of course, a nudge from Trophy is a push. All right. Red still kind of chaotic out there. Not able to get that wall formed up. BSR. Oh, big hit comes in from 717 on Trophy. And they're going to call 717 on a back block. That's Van Roel on there. Calling the X's there. Body's hitting the ground. And now, Barracuda gets the strike. Or the star. Barracuda's released, swimming on the deep end. Hell's Bells realizes Barracuda's coming and calls it off before they can do any damage.
Wow, 20 big points there for Happy Valley. Coach Rev goes to the center. We've got an official timeout happening. Got a slight clock adjustment from Moof. And the rest of the officials are discussing something. We don't know what. All we do know is we've got 21 more minutes of action and 1 more game to follow.
All right, it looks like Moose is ready. Number 303 for BSR and number 17, Scardonics for the Relief Society. Penalty box has got 1 Grief Society in it. Whistle blows and they go. Scardonics runs right into Bug. Runs over into Berg. Berg says, hey, welcome to the outside. Pushes Scardonics out. Now they got things stretched out. Kamikaze over there doing what they can to get Moose sprung free. But then Scardonics is able to spring free on the inside. Kamikaze didn't see that one coming through. Not to be denied. Moose is on the loose. And before Moose can get around, they hit a icy spot on the track. No points there, but Scardonics is able to get 2.
It's always convenient when the Moose can clean themselves off the track. It doesn't happen that way on the highway.
No, a Moose will take you off the track on the highway.
Yep, that's true. Someone have to come tow your car. Turbo wearing the star for Beehive. Hammerhead up for Grief Society. Hammerhead dodges to the outside. Opening closes up, though. Turbo stuck behind the tripod of Grief Society. Going side to side, trying to shake him loose. Having a heck of a time. Hammerhead shoving against two defenders, also having a hard time. Great defense by both teams, keeping the Jammers at bay. Now Hammerhead manages to stretch the wall out as thin as it can go, or stretch the pack out, so Hammerhead grabs the lead Jammer status. We do have a star pass for BSR, so Sacagaweela's got the cap in hand. Breaks through. Wheela's on a scoring pass now. And Hammerhead ducking around. One defender to beat. Can't beat him. Hits the deck and calls the jam off from the floor. So 4 points go to Happy Valley in that last jam.
All right, we've seen this movie before. Disco, number 99, going up against Jekyll and Hyde, number 102 for BSR. Both teams backed up onto the jam line. Whistle blows. Barracuda trying to open up a hole for Jekyll and Hyde, but it accidentally opens a hole for Disco, and Disco is out first. Oh, Jekyll and Hyde go flying there from Judo Nomi. Judo Nomi has to step out, step in. Going forward, Jekyll and Hyde trying to get around. Trophy over there trying to slow down Disco. Disco's able to get through Trophy. Trophy providing some offense for Jekyll and Hyde. The Grief Society doing a good job recycling behind them. Every time they get blocked out, they recycle into it. Judo Nomi and Cersei Slamister out there on Jekyll and Hyde. Jekyll and Hyde gets sent out and recycled back. They choose to go back on the inside, now come to the outside. Trophy over there to try to help. Meanwhile, Disco's got 4 more. Jekyll and Hyde hasn't broken containment yet, getting cycled way back. That was Sparklin trying to get through on the inside, can't get around Judo. Jekyll gathers himself, comes forward, still smiling though. They push the whole pack forward, the whole pack just willing to roll with them. Disco's up to 12, looking for more. He's got 30 seconds left in this jam at least. There we go. Disco's got 4 quick more. Bam Bam goes flying from Jamie Dodger, collects himself, gets back on the track. Penalty box is clear, so Disco just able to get around there, and BSR not able to form into a tripod yet. Now we have a star pass there. Is Jacqueline Hyde hands off to Barracuda. Barracuda trying to get around Judo Nomi and Bam Bam. Now it's just Bam Bam. And they do an excellent job keeping the BSR team pinned down.
So 20 more points go to Happy Valley. Looks like they have one blocker in the penalty box here at the start of the jam. Can't stop this going up against Hell's Bell. Both jammers take off, trying to plow straight ahead. Hell's Bell takes the inside lane, finds an opening, and grabs the lead jammer status, but can't stop this. Breaks through as well. Both jammers on scoring passes. The pack is on the move now. Hell's Bell catching up. Can't stop this. Right behind. Hell's Bell eyeing the crowd. Makes it through on the outside lane. Scoops up 4 points. Calls the jam off. Quick 4 points there for Happy Valley. None go to BSR.
All right, 15 minutes left in this game. Another game right afterwards. Turbo coming out for the Beehive Skate Revolution. Scardonics coming out for the Grief Society. Scardonics on the outside. Turbo in the middle. They're leaning towards the outside. Now they switch spots. Scardonics tries to go in. Gets caught and runs right into Wally Mormon. They stay on their feet. That's misdemeanor knocking down Ginny Wisley. Little friendly fire there. Scardonics still trying to get through there. Neither jammer is getting through. Turbo's not able to get around that Grief Society Wall. Shackley back there to try to provide some help. No pack is called by a backslash, and now Skardonix is able to get loose. They have wiggled out of there, and Skardonix is going to look to score. Now we have a star pass. Wheeler has the star. Wheeler went down, trying to gather themselves quickly, but now everybody's formed in front of him. Wheeler trying to get through, gets cycled out. Oh, Skardonix meets the wall. That was Molly Mormon, thank you very much. Judo Nomi heading to the sin bin for some silent reflection. And now Wheeler is out. Wheeler's in the middle of the track. Wheeler says, wait a second, now I got to skate around this whole track. Oh, and just as Wheeler comes around, they call it off, or we ran out of jam time. I wasn't sure which. Now, to be fair to Beehive Skate Revolution, they played a game a few hours ago. So this is their second game of the day. And they're not used to 2 in a weekend, let alone 2 in a day. Now I see Rev has put up the O sign, and he's looking for an official review out there. So, his team calls him back. We'll see what's happening. Looks like something happened to Wheeler. He needed to confirm something. So we'll see. He's looking for something. I don't know if Waldo's out there, but we'll see. Rev has to state his case.
We're going to take a quick minute to thank our sponsors for the weekend bout. We got the Pie Pizzeria, been a sponsor of Roller Derby in the Valley for quite a number of years. Pie Pizzeria. Big Willie's, best sports bar in Utah with all-day drink deals. You can catch some roller derby folks there after the game tonight. $5 shots up just up the street at Big Willie's. Also, Radio from Hell on X96, the morning show with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. And lastly, a big thank you to Pit Viper Sunglasses. Also been a sponsor of Roller Derby for a while. Thank you, it's Pit Viper.
All right, we didn't get a briefing on that, but it looks like BSR is going to retain their official review, so they got what they wished. So it looks like there's another player in the box. So the Grief Society will be starting off with 2 blockers in the box. So Jekyll and Hyde, number 102, has an advantage. The 789 Hammerhead is starting off with a full wall to try to beat. Here we go, and it's Barracuda and Jekyll and Hyde trying to break down the Grief Society's wall. And they do just that in short fashion. Jekyll and Hyde is loose. Jekyll and Hyde comes back around, takes a hit from Tootsie. Getting cycled back. Judo Nomi has come out of the box. And now the box clears, so they get both their blockers back. Sparkling is back in there. Jekyll and Hyde's on their scoring drive, but now has a full complement of the Grief Society in front of them to try to get through. And now Hammerhead has to be let through because they had their star off. Oh, no, there you go. Jekyll and Hyde did establish lead jammer, so nothing Hammerhead could have done to establish lead. But Jekyll and Hyde's going to get credit for 4 and call it off before the Grief Society can get back around.
So with 12 minutes and change left in the game, the score sits 49 for BSR to 182 Happy Valley. Disco jamming for Happy Valley now. Moose is up for BSR. The whistle blows. Moose goes to the inside. Disco to the outside lanes. Disco shoved all the way to the inside, out of bounds. Moose trying to take a shovey way through, does so, pushes through the defenders and grabs lead jammer status. Disco with some fancy toe work gets past the last defender. So both jammers on scoring passes. Moose crashes into the defenders, slips out of bounds and calls off the jam. So 1 point goes to BSR, taking it to an even 50 points for Beehive. And Moose is darn proud of that point.
All right, Grief Society sends out number 807. That's Hell's Bells, going to line up against Turbo. Turbo getting pushed out by Tootsie and Harmony. Now Turbo sees a small opening, trying to get through. Tootsie is in there, kind of like when Tootsie gets into your teeth. Can't get it out. Oh, and Hell's Bells squirts through first. Hell's Bells is first, coming back around. Turbo still stuck in there, trying to get around the Grief Society wall. Doesn't seem to be having much luck right now, but now Sandoff to Sacagawea. Wheeler. Wheeler has the star. Wheeler moves forward. Wheeler comes back around, gets the star on. Hell's Bells sees exactly where Wheeler is and calls it off before Wheeler can do any damage.
And shuffle of skaters. We've got Scardonics jamming for Happy Valley. Jekyll and Hyde is up for Beehive. Defenders settle down in against the line. Off they go. Both jammers trying to shove their way through. Scardonics face up against the wall. Slips around the outside though. Scardonics takes the lead jammer. Jacqueline. And Jekyll and Hyde is leaving on her own 2 skates, or 8 skates. I don't know. 8 wheels, 2 skates. However you do the math, under her own power. Always a good sign. So take a little time in the medic's corner.
All right, here we go. Battle of the 17s. Can't sap this up against Scardonics. Both go to the inside. Scardonics has got a little bit more room, and Scardonics is through first. Stapp is still trying to get around. Has help from Kimikaze. Trying to push forward. Scardonics is coming around. They're looking to score. And meanwhile, Stapp is getting recycled back. Oh, bodies flying. That was Moose. Moose is going to get a penalty, it looks like, because they're skating off. Now Stapp is through and Scardonics is through. Scardonics is on their scoring drive. Stapp is on their initial. Can't stop this. Is coming back around, but Scardonics doesn't call it off long before they get anywhere close.
And BSR has 1 in the box at the start of this jam, so slight advantage numbers goes to Happy Valley. We got Hammerhead jamming for Happy Valley up against Turbo. I believe we've seen this pairing before. Whistle blows, off the go. Turbo looks to the inside lane, smashes up against the wall. Grief Society. Hammerhead hits the deck, pops back up, hits the deck again, takes down Misdemeanor. Both skaters get back on their feet. Back to the pushing and shoving. Turbo trying to squeeze into the middle of the tripod. Can't quite make it through. And Hammerhead has stretched the pack as thin as it can go. So Hammerhead will be the lead jammer. BSR drew a penalty on that one, so half a minute of solemn self-reflection there. Hammerhead crashes into Sacagawea and goes down on one knee. Hammerhead still shoving, trying to get past. No dice yet. Turbo still looking for an opening. Can't find light. Trying again. Knocked out of bounds on the inside. Big knock there by Aerial Assault. Hammerhead's made it through. Grabbed 4 points for Happy Valley. Wheel has got the star in hand. That means there's a star pass happened. So Hammerhead eyes the defenders. Wheeler coming in around the corner. Hammerhead scrambles past, grabs the 4 points, and calls the jam off just as Wheeler gets to the back of the pack.
Wheeler and Vision on scoring, but they just couldn't get there in time. We got 6 minutes, 40 seconds left in this game. Another game right after this. I'm going to guess about 6:30 or so. We'll see what they say. It is Berg up against Disco. Disco on the inside, Berg's on the outside. They exchange fist bumps of camaraderie. And now they move forward. Berg moves forward up into the back. Moving forward, Disco is not able to get the pack open quick enough, and Berg is out. Brusenberg is coming around. They're already lined up the next wall. They're on their scoring drive. Disco is spinning around, gets pushed out of bounds. But no, it looks like Barracuda heading to the box. Going to sit down for a few seconds and think about what they did wrong. Oh, nice move. Disco hops through and on one back foot is able to land their landing and move forward. Brusenberg is on the scoring drive. We'll see how they want to play it. And they give Berg the order to call it. Berg calls it. Moose likes scoring their first point so much, they're coming back out again, see if they can do it again. Number 303, Moose, going head-to-head with number 807, Hell's Bells. Whistle blows, and they start pushing on the packs. They separate a little bit. Stapp is out there, and Kimikaze trying to slow Hell's Bells down. So Hell's Bells got a lot of lateral movement, is able to break the wall down and get out first. Moose is still stuck in the middle of the track, snorting and getting angry, but trying to get around the outside, and does. Gets around the out. No! Owie. That was Bam Bam once again. The license of that car was 252. Cersei Lannister takes a hit from Moose. Moose trying to push on Bam Bam. Or Judo Nomi. Hell's Bells coming around. They got 4. Want some more. A lot of toe work there. Hell's Bells is through. And now Moose is loose. Moose is loose and about 10 feet behind Hell's Bells. We'll see what Hell's Bells want. Oh, Hell's Bells take a big hit from Barracuda. Moose slides through on the outside, but Princess says, no soup for you, Moose.
$11 big points for Happy Valley, bringing their score to 209. BSR sitting at 54 with 3.5 minutes to go. Turbo jamming for BSR. Skardonics for Happy Valley. Skardonics dashes to the inside, side to side, trying to shake these defenders off. Tripod stays right with him. Skardonics gets recycled back. Turbo's up there, down to 2 defenders. Nope, back to 3. They recycled. Reformed, pardon me. Turbo makes it through, gets lead jammer status. And off she goes. Turbo to the back of the pack. Outside lane. Squishes up against the tripod. Squeezes through, down to 1 defender left. Passes him. Gets the 4 points. BSR on the move. There goes Turbo. Coming around for another scoring pass. Skardonic still looking for light at the end of this tunnel. Can't get past those defenders. Turbo's got some traffic troubles of her own there. Stuck behind wall of Happy Valley. Skardonic squeaks through. Is on a scoring run now. And Turbo decides to put an end to that. So 2 more points, bringing the total to 6 for BSR in that jam. 0 for Happy Valley.
All right, BSR breathing a little heavy, but they only got maybe 2 minutes left, maybe 2 jams, maybe 1. It depends on how they play this. It's going to be Hammerhead up against Jekyll and Hyde. Jekyll and Hyde goes to the outside, runs into Judo Nomi. Oh, almost. That was almost an ankle breaker. But Jekyll and Hyde recovers just fine, tries to get around the outside. Judo Nomi pushes him out enough. They slide over, trying to get around Sparklin. And meanwhile, Hammerhead is loose. And Jekyll and Hyde gets out. There's about a half track that separates the two. We'll see how they're going to play it. Hammerhead coming around, looking to the inside, straight to the outside. Jekyll and Hyde gets to the outside, runs into Kimikaze. Oh, that's her own player. You dress alike for a reason. Kimikaze says, hey, no harm, no foul. It's the end of an evening. We've had 2 games in us. Looks like we are going to have enough time to get off 1 more jam.
Yep. Maybe 2, depends on how things go. Disco's ready to roll. And Rev calling for team timeout for BSR. So 1 minute, and the timeout does stop the game clock. Current score 212 for Happy Valley, 61 for BSR. We'll be starting jam number 21 at the end of game 4 here at May Meltdown. Timeout time is over. We got our people on the track. We have Turbo jamming against Disco. That's the whistle. Off they go. Turbo dashing to the front. Swings wide on the outside. Turbo is assessed lead jammer and makes it through the pack. So Turbo's on the move. Disco's held up there behind some blockers for BSR. Nudged out of bounds. Has to come back. Recycled. Turbo. Outside lane. Backwards. Calls the jam off. Facing backwards. Out of bounds. And with 15 seconds left on the game clock, there will not be another jam unless a timeout is called. And looks like they're going to run the clock down. So, unofficial scores on the board. Please wait until you hear that melodious whistle sound before you come out and congratulate these skaters at the outside ropes. There it is. That's a wrap. Game 4 in the books. The win goes to Happy Valley with a score of 212. BSR, the home team, with 64 points. Excellent game by both teams.
All right, we need all referees and officials over here for the final picture. All you penalty box people. Everybody. Wait. They're going to take a picture. Wait. Look that way.
Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. I'm Shifty Hips.
And I'm Salty Bear. We'll be signing off till at least 6 o'clock, maybe a little longer. 6 o'clock, we're going to go /.
Guess we'll find out, but one more game left tonight. We'll let you know when we know what time it's going to start.